I was on my way to a meeting the other day. It was cold and wintry. Down the escalator to the crowded subway. It's the beginning of another working day, and the trains are a-clanging, sliding doors are banging, rolling down the tracks. Black-a-da-gap, 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 black-a-da-gap. Down here, what we want and what we need clash in the hot air and the dust as we rush from pod station to pod station, moist armpits, hot collars and sweat, rolling down spines and between breasts. In the sub-Sahara heat and tension, time in suspension.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid we're going to be held here for a few more minutes because there is a signals failure at Camden Town. We do apologise for the delay.
Now, I know I'm not the first. I know I'm not the first to wonder why this planet is so crazy. So crazy with frustration, aggression, riding anger, riding fear. I mean, you only have to look up and down this tube carriage to know that there is unrest in the ranks. The people, their minds might be deceived, but their bodies know that something is wrong because they walk, carrying the pressure on their shoulders. They walk, butt cheeks tight, lips tight, tight, squeeze. And they scowl into newspapers, and they flip the pages like it's done them something. And maybe it has, really. The headlines bringing so much bad news. But it's the flipping of the pages. That sound, you know, it kind of gets under my skin, and I begin to get really pissed off. I mean, we hurtle along train tunnels, hurting in our backs with a banging soundtrack of the stale song of monotony. This carriage crashing cacophony, the roar of the apocalypse, coded in its hymn to the matrix, are come bearing gifts of the minds of the masses, the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor. You grind your teeth in your sleep till they squeak, my lover says to me. And the lines in my brow and the clench on my jaw is signal enough. My stars, they keep telling me, hey, no time for fantasies, you gotta keep it real. But I don't know what real is right now, with the headlines bulging with the carnage only causing me to frown. Death by friendly fire. Yes, knowledge is power, but these words devour. It's too much to take in, so they flip their pages until their brains boil, steaming from this controlled download streaming. They flip the pages like it's justice their mother. They flip the pages, fighting anger with anger. They flip the pages, they flip the pages, they flip the pages just to feel like something is moving inside. There's no such thing as friendly fire in wartime, just fire. And the Bible says that's the way we're all gonna go. Down and out in flames, raging and nuclear, like Alecto, the first unceasing anger, that fury. Fireboard, rolling down the tracks, back at the gap, back at the gap. And the furies fervor boils, the furies roil, the furies pour oil on the water. I went to the barber's the other day. Yeah, I walk in and I quietly say hi and I take my spot. Yeah, you're right, see, what's going on here? Same as usual. Now, when I come here, I just like to stay on the down low. Yeah, well, you know that chick. She's blowing up my phone, bruv. Yeah, you know, I'm just in here for a trim, so I am minding my own you know that girl's crazy, innit? You know she's crazy, innit? You know, they're strutting around like roosters. They're all so comfortable. As if they're in their underpants doing the hoovering in their own front room. So I just make a mental note of all the things coming out of their mouths. Yeah, well, like I said, I told her and her two friends I want nothing to do with them. What? Oh, cheer them. Oh, cheer them. No wonder you got 99 problems, bruv. What are you dealing with them for? Well, they all knew the score, innit? Okay, so what happened number one? She looked good. What happened number two? She cooked good. What happened number three? She know how to wine and got down. Yeah, well, all right then still. But you know, you really shouldn't have dealt with the third one, the Margot one. Nah, you should have jucky jammed that girl, man. That girl crazy, man. She's crazy. You don't know. You don't know. Yo, you know, man, I'm just holding my own corner. This is not the time for me to stand out. No matter how distressed I get from the slander of my gender, this is the mecca of male communing. The mirrors multiply the magnificence of man in this parliament of potent penis parlay, pontificating on the gender of my species. So in this testosterone-charged, rutting arena of bullshit, I just shut up and hold my corner as woman. It's amusing. Sometimes it's terrifying. Sometimes I feel like a spy. But then one day they said them words that I've been trying to avoid. I prayed they would never ask me. Wait, you're a woman. What do you think? Yeah, what are you saying? Okay. Let me just check. Yes, I was still a woman. You know, sometimes I do look through the gaze of man's perspective. I have to don the mask of masculine just to carry on in Babylon when Amazon is not accepted. So occasionally I have to check that the mask does not stick. And then I told them. Respect. What do you mean phone then and arrive on time? So yeah, that's what I think. Nah, man, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you dealing with? Yeah, what you saying? You don't know nothing. What you ask me for then? I mean, you ask my opinion and then you shout me down. You don't really want to know the truth. They just wanted me to agree with them as a woman. Yeah, well, I don't collude. Some women do. Fighting over dudes, for example. Tear each other to shreds just because they're scared they'll be dead before they get a man. But the collusion plummets in degrees, hard to believe. Below icy Celsius, you have things like honor killings, female genital mutilation, infanticide of the female fetus, 10 million girls in 20 years in India alone with no headstone. Someone has to atone. And to Symphony, the second fury, the blood avenger, her scream will freeze the need for blood. Centuries of it, great scarlet walls in frozen waves, receding into the past like tree lines of time. And women are there on the front lines, and their chants will lick open old wounds badly healed to disinfect them with their determination and their hope. Yes, the Furies fervor boils, the Furies royal, the Furies pour oil on the water. I was at the sauna the other day. Undressing is a monumental challenge to my pride. Inside I quake and outside my knees shake, and naked as the day she was born. In walks Tandy, the big mama, with no inhibitions. Yes, she walks with a shimmying Afrobeat Watusi riding her flesh. She makes me really aware of my own brainwashing. Because this towel it's not big enough. And even in the dim light and in the sweat-sucking heat, I still don't want to take it off. Yes, I know it's a body-conscious block. It's pathetic. It's not something I'm proud of. This is the only body I've got. I'm stuck with it. It ain't enough. And Tandy, in the shower, her brown bulges glisten under the strip light, looking like river water flowing lustrous sweet over earth and brown boulders. Her breasts full but not resisting gravity's pull, because 4 children, 4, have grown strong on their emotion. Tandy, who laughs with abandon, road maps for stretch marks, and her small afro is a silver plume of salt and pepper glory. I'm ashamed, and I still can't fight the fear. And for a moment, I'm really jealous of her. Jealous of her freedom. And I'm jealous of the girl with the perfect skin, and the one with the lovely legs, and the one who smells like nutmeg, and the one who is younger, and the one who is older but looks younger. And I especially hate that I love how tantalizingly tonk Tandy is. Because she reminds me of a bitter taste of envy, and the jealousy doesn't have to involve a menage a trois, just a healthy hate of your own body. Women, homeless in their own skins, they see each other on the street, wishing someone would just stop the ride. And Megira, the third fury, she yells to halt the jealousy, freeze it in its hot tracks until it cracks and shatters into a million emerald green pieces. But her fury does not cease. You see, she is mad at the girls and the grown women who compete to reach the pedestal of the extreme feminine, an impossible woman, the boy-shaped one with the big breasts, like bazookas, aimed at the pear-shaped voluptuousness of Mother Earth, who gives us our food and our shelter and unrelenting beauty, but we airbrush her with ruination. Oh, the plantation is thick with war and politricksters who take their pick. Terror riding on the backs of drones and aid dollars that lose themselves down the backs of sofas stuffed with drug cartel money and political campaign agendas, where the wallpaper looks pretty, but those networking events do my fucking head in. I say, roll for Tandy, and let the Furies serve the hors d'oeuvres. Because the Furies fervor royals, the Furies boil, the Furies pour oil on the water. Now, I was prepping for a show the other day, and the evening before I had rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed, as if swimming with shoulders sore to the instant, the island of the perfect poem's shore. I was editing and re-editing and re-editing and re-editing until the call of dawn. And at the venue, the stage and the lighting was set to me so I could tell my story perfect once and for all. Yes, I was feeling so strong in my voice. And the next day, I get to the studio space, and half my set is gone. Now, the head tech had already shown his disrespect by ignoring me in the meetings and only engaging with my white male assistant. Oh, the war was on between the artists and the technical department. But this is just a metaphor for so many things I've experienced before. Red, scarlet red, vermilion red, blood-crushed cherry red. They just walk in and they take your shit. Know what I mean? I intend to graduate from what is called this university of life, but people walk in and they take your shit. And I'm a willing student. I graft hard for my craft. Just me, my gift to write, and my heart. And it's all a hustle, just like any other. But people will walk in and take your shit. And I dissect myself, my insides out, because I've got to tell it right? All the eye crossing stitching, the hand scuffing molding, the bare back hefting of brutal truths to a baby's first stepping into something better than what we have to offer them now. But I'll put myself out there. I'll be a willing pincushion of criticism if the show is a flop. But all I ask for is a safe place and a set. Just to make it happen. For people, they walk in and they take your shit. And then they call you diva. Oh, red. Dragon breath red. Meteor crash red. Difficult. I'm a diva. I'm challenging and I'm demanding. All I ask for is a safe place and a set where racism and sexism, ageism and powerism does not try to dictate the type of work I create or the woman, the artist woman I endeavor to make myself. A woman I can stake my own life on every day before I can ask anyone to come along with me. What am I supposed to do? Join that long-ass queue to booty bounce a pound of my flesh till I'm box fresh artificial non-intelligence with billboards and magazine racks as my point of reference? I am dissected. Cookie cutter borders cut across the ley lines of my lifeline. So many boxes I've got to tick, limits that I do not fit. I'm too naive, that's what it is, isn't it? I'm just too naive. Because like they've always done, they walk in and they take your shit. Revolution red, fire earth core red. The context of this culture plays me like a pawn. Every morning I'm supposed to get up and confess my sins to redemption of my sex and my skin, dark and female. That's a double whammy. A slice of the devil's pie is not enough for me. Where people walk in, take your shit, break the homemade splints of your fragile wings and push you off the edge of a cliff with a smile and then tell you to fly. I think it's about time I bake my own fucking pie. Slaughterhouse blood red, heat of the moment red, red flag to my sanity. I lose time when I see red. I don't know my own name, I have no sense of place, I don't even know where I'm at. All I know is the injustice of things stolen. I want to fight and hide at the same time and push this frustration deep to the back of my mind till I press this injustice ruthless behind my bones till the marrow is so thick with sorrow it will kill me if I do not rampage in the tube, in the barbershop, in the sauna and on the stage. And I have to fight. I have to fight for airtime, for my voice not to be tricked, trapped and traded in a system that is evidently working so fucking well even hell don't want us. So don't you think Fury can get a break? Pure fury. It's like a gatekeeper. What if they printed that the other 52% of the planet's population, let me repeat that, 52% of the planet's population, the women, were equal overnight? And if that the 1 in 4 women raped in South Africa were 50,000 more girls in school in Malawi? What if the papers printed that the woman killed every 3 days by her partner in the UK was not a mother slave, but was a woman for whatever her labor was receiving equal pay? And what if the graph artist compels to spray about 400 missing, murdered Mexican women down Juarez Way had painted a mural to the global end of child sex slaves? What about printing about the end of the war on women's bodies? I mean, an actual war in the women's bodies. I mean, you got eating disorders and rape as a weapon of war. Imagine it was no more. Imagine. Breathe and imagine what the papers would say. And every page flipped was flowered with the balance of the craziness calmed in real time. The papers would not have to lie, because there would be nothing to hide, because something had been made more than right in the world. The other day, I looked in the mirror. The lines on my face, and the tired, deep in my eyes, and a deep ache in my bones began to speak to my soul. So what? You ain't given up yet? Was this spasm mocking me? As if my software had been hacked and some virus was tracking my level of resistance. Had I become an angry page turner? And I wanted to prep myself, give myself a pep talk, but no words came out, just a. And I cried, and I convulsed for all the shame that this planet carries, all the beauty I hear in the mutiny of her laments, for the mourning and the celebration, the murders and the births, the lies and the truth, for the deceptions and the virtuous, and all of them just grimaced at the same time with us as food in their teeth. The choice was before me. I can get chewed up by hate or by love, because they are both as equally as exhausting. My dilemma was finding my place in this new world order, as the Furies had to do in Athene, to transfigure the light and dark of this old civilization that spawned me. But then it dawned on me, we are all victims to a tyranny, especially our anger stuck on pause, just one step away from being transformed. Put my fist in that glass, and I watched the blood flow. Mixing with the tears in the sink, and my fury said, drink this moment and know the meaning of my name. Fury is love tormented. Fury is love tormented. So hold it. Hug it with all your might, with all its spikes and acid. Own it with all its consequences. Feel the electric wind of the Furies roar, to endure the voltage of a vengeance folklore. Feel the fire in your belly, fueling your core. Put some order to the chaos, let it shepherd you. And be, with courage, the one you have been waiting for. Yes, the Furies fervor boils. The Furies fervor boils. The Furies pour oil on the wood. I was on Regent Street the other day when I saw her sitting on a milk crate outside Hamley's toy store, a torn McDonald's cup sitting in front of her. The dirt around her nails was not budging, and the thin skirt had a dance of its own, flashing her skinny cinnamon legs. Fat white sports socks stuffed on her feet, stuffed into buckled sandals, soles worn to one side. Oh, the rage spoke to me. Why is this little elderly black woman sitting in the cold in a summer dress in an old coat on one of London's richest streets? Why? She could have been my mum. The spit in my mouth dried up and no words would come. So I just bent down and I put my scarf around her neck. I gave her the £10 that I went to the cash point to get. So much cotton wool in my mouth. I'm close to choking. And she faintly touches my hand as she takes the note. And she looks at the brown image of the Queen of England smiling back at her. Wait. Sit down. There's a song I want to sing to you, Jack. What's your name? I have a song I want to sing to you. Not that my voice is any good. It got cracked, broken, and the moon looked away one time. She's not that easily distracted. There was a real war going on one time. So she turned to see what the noise was. And when she did, my top note shattered. I was sore for a day or two, but I still remember the melody. Oh, don't expect clear water. All I have for you is soft syrup, clotted near the aorta of a harmony, but sweet, liable to break your heart still. Yes, I believe I can say that with a humble authority. And these lips, they're chapped from all the hurricanes I have blown, all the circle songs that have raised the dead that camp out in my backyard. But I'm not ashamed of those angels. Not me. I have a song I want to sing to you, child. Something I am proud of. I am a lady. Oh, I might not look it now. I'm a lady with a blue song. A blue song made of diamonds, ash, water, and golden syrup. I've got the whole world in my hand. I overstand the rites of passage through his master plan. Under a purple passion halo, I am the womb to shape the patience of this world. I hear the shakalaka-lack of the suffering's train for all the miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of trials that wrecked my brain. I am a woman of the waterfalls ingrained into the patience of this world. My hands are raised to the heavens, palm side up. My throat is hoarse from all the prayers I've offered up. My eyes are bloodshot from the weeping. My heart offered up for all the patients in this world. Well, just give me food, clothes, and shelter. I'll make a home, give me peace, love, and water. The cornerstones for humanity to prosper, not your words alone. Respect this patience that I hold. 'Cause I've got shoulders broad as oceans to bear the pain, and I've got thighs as strong as mountains to take the strain, and I've got arms as long as rivers filled by sweetening rain to rock the cradle of this weary world. 'Cause I've got the whole world in my hand, and I overstand the rites of passage through your master plan under a purple passion halo. I am woman. Respect this patience that I hold. And she looked at me, looked into my eyes, and read me like a comic strip. It's rare when a person can really see you. And she smiles, etching in my brain an incredible sunset, strutting peach blush, blazing gold and lavender glory. And I felt the anger crowding my heart disperse, disgruntled and shabby, shuffling off. And Grace came in busily to mend the trauma. Then she says to me, "Child, the moment you accept yourself, you are changed. There is no going back." Now, if that ain't a red pill, because the furies, the furies will boil, and it will roil, and the furies will pour oil on troubled. I'm going to be floating around if you have any questions, but I know that people probably are getting ready to go and see Inception, which is a beautiful piece. So please, thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.